students. I am Narayana Dalavera, assistant teacher from Ganjam district. I welcome you all to this English class. How are you all? I hope all of you are fine. Today we are going to discuss a poem from the class 7th English textbook. The name of the poem is Try Again. So let's begin. Dear students, I have got some pictures for you. The first picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, a beehive and bees. We can see a beehive is attached to a tree branch and some bees are actively working around it. What do you learn from them? Yes, hard work and trying again. We learn to work hard like the bees as they work tirelessly to build their hive and collect honey. Even when obstacles come, they never give up. Now look at the second picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, a spider in its web. What do you learn from them? What do we learn from the spider? Patience and perseverance. We can see when the spider works, it works in full patience. It takes many failures, but the spider doesn't stop. It keeps on trying and at last becomes successful. Now we have another picture. What do you see in this picture? A flock of birds. A flock of birds are flying together. What do you learn from them? Unity and helping each other. When the birds fly, they fly together, and when any problem arises, they help each other. And we have to learn this from the birds. Now we have another picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, a bird making its nest. What do you learn from them? We learn dedication and patience. Look how the bird is carefully creating a safe place for future. It tells us that success comes from small and consistent efforts. Now we have another picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, a colony of ants. Now, what do you learn from them? Teamwork and never stop until their work is finished. You must have seen the ants, how they work in collaboration, and also they collectively work. Even a small ant can remove a bigger size of obstacles. That's why we have to learn teamwork from the ants. Now students, we have another picture. What do you see in this picture? Yes, a tree full of fruits. Now what do you learn from them? Patience and growth. You know, a tree takes many years to grow and at last it bears fruit. So it tells us that we need to keep patience so that we can be successful at last. So students, today we are going to discuss a poem which has all these inspirational qualities like hard work, patience, perseverance, dedication, and teamwork. The name of the poem is Try Again. Do you know who has composed this poem? Let's know about her. She is Elijah Cook. She was born on 24th December 1818 and died on 23rd September 1889. Elijah Cook was an English author and poet. She was a poet of Victorian era. Try again. Now students, we are going to recite the poem. At first, I'll recite and all of you listen to it carefully. King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down in a lonely mood to think. It's true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink. For he had been trying to do a great deed to make his people glad. He had tried and tried but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. Now students, let's recite together. King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down in a lonely mood to think. It's true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink, for he had been trying to do a great deed to make his people glad. He had tried and tried but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. Now, let's understand the poem better. King Bruce of Scotland was sitting alone and discouraged. King Bruce from Scotland, he was lonely and feeling sad. Although he was a king, he felt like giving up because he had tried many times to achieve a great goal for his people, but he had failed again and again. For the welfare of his people, he had tried many times, but he failed again and again. That's why he is in a sad mood. Students, now we have to answer some comprehension questions. Read the stanza and answer the questions. Question number 1. Who is the main character of the poem? Yes, we can see in the first line of the stanza, King Bruce. Yes, you have answered correctly. Question number 2. Where was King Bruce born? Yes, this one is also very easy, given in the first line. Scotland. King Bruce of Scotland. Now, next question. What did King Bruce wear? A symbol of his power. Yes, can you answer it? It is in the third line. Yes, it is the crown King Bruce wears as a symbol of his power. Now, look at the second stanza and answer some comprehension questions. Question number 1. Why was he trying to do a great deed? Yes, to make his people glad. King Bruce wanted to make his people glad. That's why he was trying to do a great deed. Question number 2. How was King Bruce feeling? Yes, can you answer it? Yes, sad. King Bruce became quite sad. Next question. Why did King Bruce feel sad? Yes, because he did not succeed. That's why King Bruce felt very sad. Now students, we have an interesting activity. Match the word with their meanings. In our left hand side, we have some words, and in the right hand side column, there are some meanings. We have to match the word with its correct meaning. The first word is monarch. Yes, you know. Yes, monarch refers to a king or a queen. Okay, now we have another word, crown. We have just discussed. Yes, crown refers to a king's head ornament. Yes, you can see in the picture. The king is wearing a crown. Now, flung. Yes, can you guess the meaning of flung? Yes, set down quickly. King Bruce flung himself down. That means King Bruce sat down quickly in his throne. Next word is succeed. Yes, succeed refers to achieve something. Did King Bruce succeed in his works? No, that's why he was sad. Now, the last word is deed. Yes, deed refers to a special act. Now we have another activity. Choose the appropriate option given below. Why was King Bruce sitting alone and thinking? Option A, he was planning a celebration. Option B, he was feeling disappointed after repeated failures. Option C, he wanted to sleep. Option D, he was waiting for someone. So, why was King Bruce sitting alone and thinking? Was he planning a celebration? No. Option B, feeling disappointed after repeated failures. Of course, yes. King Bruce was sitting alone and thinking because he was feeling disappointed after repeated failures. Students, we have the second question. What does the line "his heart was beginning to sink" suggest about King Bruce? His heart was beginning to sink. Now let's look at the options. Option A, he was becoming physically weak. Option B, he was feeling discouraged and hopeless. Option C, he was getting angry. Option D, he was becoming lazy. So, what do you think his heart was beginning to sink suggests about King Bruce? Was he physically weak? No. Was he getting angry? No, that is also not correct. And was he becoming lazy? No. Then the correct option is he was feeling discouraged and hopeless. The phrase "his heart was beginning to sink" refers to the sad mindset of King Bruce. Question number 3. Why did King Bruce feel sad even though he was a king? So, let's look at the first option. Being a king was boring. Option B, he lost his crown. Option C, he had failed to achieve an important goal for his people. Option D, his people disliked him. So, what is the reason that King Bruce felt sad? Being a king was boring? No. Did he lose his crown? No. Then, the correct option is he had failed to achieve an important goal for his people. That's why he felt sad, isn't it? Now, let's look at question number 4. What can we infer about King Bruce's character from the stanza? Option A, he was selfish. Option B, he did not like his kingdom. Option C, he avoided responsibility. Option D, he cared about making his people happy. Was he selfish? No. Didn't he like his kingdom? No. He avoided responsibility. Can this be? No, he never avoided responsibility. He always wanted to make good for his subjects, his people. So the correct option is he cared about making his people happy. That's what we can learn about King Bruce from this stanza. Question number 5. What does the repeated phrase tried and tried emphasize? Option A, the king's impatience. Option B, the king's strong effort and persistence. Option C, the king's anger. Option D, the king's fear. So, the correct option is the king's strong effort and persistence. The phrase tried and tried, it has been repeated to show king's strong effort and persistence. Now we have another activity. Fill in the blanks after reading the stanza. So let's read and fill in the blanks. Let me read first. King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down in a lonely mood to think. It is true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink, for he had been trying to do a great deed to make his people glad. He had tried and tried, but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. So students, now we have another activity. Write down the rhyming words. So students, do you know what is a rhyming word? Yes, rhyming word means those words whose ending sounds are same or similar. Look at the example. Down, crown. So the ending sound of the words are same or similar. Now what you have to do? You have to find out rhyming words of these given words. So the word is think. Yes, you have to find a rhyming word from the stanza. Yes, it is sink. Think, sink. Next word is did. Okay, now you have found out. Succeed. Did, succeed. Last word is glad. Glad, sad. Very good. Now students, we have some comprehension questions. Question number 1. Why do you think King Bruce was in a lonely mood? King Bruce was in a lonely mood because he had failed many times. The repeated failures made him discouraged. So he was in lonely mood. Because of the failure, the king was sad and discouraged. That's why King Bruce was in a lonely mood. Okay, students, now let's move to the next question. What does the line "heart was beginning to sink" mean? Yes, we have discussed it earlier. Can you answer? Yes, this line means King Bruce was losing hope. He felt discouraged because of continuous failure. King Bruce was discouraged because of his repeated failures. He had tried many times, but he could not succeed. Now look at the next question. Why is it surprising that a king feels sad? Are you surprised to find King Bruce sad? Yes. Then why? Why do you feel so? Yes, because the kings are usually powerful and respected. Kings are very powerful and respected people. They live in great palaces. So, it is surprising to see them sad. We think they are above human, but they are also human. They can also feel sad. Okay, next question. What does this stanza tell us about King Bruce's efforts? Yes, what does this stanza tell about King Bruce's efforts? King Bruce worked hard and tried many times to do something for the welfare of the people. King Bruce was an idle king. He wanted to make his people glad. That's why he worked really hard. So students, now we have another activity. Find similar words given in the bracket. So we have to find similar words of the given words. First word is great. Okay, you have to find a similar word from the words given in the bracket. Let me read it. Alone, reflect, happy, important, low, accurate. So, what is the similar word of great? Yes, important. Next word is lonely. Yes, this one is easy. You have found out. Alone, lonely, alone. See, think. Yes, think here refers to reflect. That is the similar word. Next word is glad. Yes. Now you all of you know glad refers to happy. And the last word is true. Then can you find out? Yes. Very good. Accurate. Accurate is a similar meaning word of true. Now students, you have some home assignment to complete. Draw a picture of a king you like. Look at the sample picture that has been given for you. You have to draw a picture like this. Okay students, this is all for today's class. Thank you.